completely changed her mind, gone back, ghosted Bridget out there. Was it in the... Okay, guys, let's just play it. I'm going to play a little bit of this, a bit of an intro, and then we're going to listen to me reading out the whole document, which is going to take a good half an hour. This is part 2. To anyone that has joined us, go and watch part 1. This is part 2. We've also done a video on this that you can watch, and we discussed on the video, we discussed it on a walk. It's a beautiful sunny day in the UK. The end result I found at the end of the walk is that everyone feels that no one should win, that Bridget Cruz and Priscilla are both in the wrong. No one should win. They've both done wrong. Let's listen to this, guys. The Rolling Stone magazine, was that where it was leaked? So, it can't beat a nice coffee, guys. First coffee of the day. My first day of being 58. My first coffee with you guys. Love it. So, that's the initial lawsuit, isn't it? Where Bridget is owed money because Priscilla seems to have just completely changed her mind, gone back, ghosted Bridget. I personally think Priscilla just changed her mind, regretted all of it. That's just an opinion for entertainment purposes, not a fact. We're just having a discussion here. This whole program is a discussion only, not facts. Anyway, so then Priscilla's game, and I think this is quite common with lawsuits, is you counter sue. So she counter sues elder abuse. Yeah, claiming elder abuse, saying she was basically ripped off. That's the bottom line. The whole thing shouldn't have happened. She didn't know what she was signing. Yeah. So as far as I can see here, this is concerning the first part. So the first legal proceedings that Bridget Cruz launched. Yeah. I could get, if I get my facts wrong, guys, put it in the comments, because I'm no good at this kind of stuff. So all of this case is clearly listed in the search details. So if you go on to Orange County Clerk, you find the link. I'll try and put this link onto our Defending Elvis Facebook page so that you guys can try and log in. You can register. I did register. It was very simple. It's just email address. So guys, okay, I want to jump forward when I read out the thing. I did have a comment from someone. I think it was Snowbird. You know, I've been saying in the last couple of videos, I've been saying, look, we have to find a way to defend Elvis without having drama and falling out with everyone, without pointing the finger. I had a discussion with Mindy Miller yesterday and today. Somehow we need to run Defending Elvis, the YouTube channel, you know, me and you guys, Team Elvis, in a way that we're not seen as attacking people, that we're not looking for enemies, where we're not trying to get angry with people or fall out with people, too much drama. Because I think when there's too much drama, people just stop watching us. They get tired of it. They find it tiresome. So I think Snowbird got the wrong idea. Snowbird, if you're watching, I think you got the wrong end of the stick. You think that I'm saying we're not going to defend anymore. We definitely are going to defend. We are definitely, this is what we're doing here right now, is defending. But I am changing how I defend. I'm trying to do it in a more understanding way, where I see both sides of the story, where I try and understand why people have done wrong, why people have betrayed Elvis, why people have made mistakes in the past. I try and see two sides to the story. Like, for example, I am a big fan of the Smiths. I really love Billy Smith and Joe Smith and Danielle. I really like Danny Smith and Teresa and Memphis Mafia Kids, Elvis Fans Matters. So somehow we have to learn to discuss these mistakes that they've done, that Billy has done in the past, in books, in documentaries, biographies, things that he had said in the past. I feel let Elvis down. I think would upset Elvis. I think Elvis wouldn't like it. I think Elvis trusted these people to not talk about him in that way. So the thing I was trying to say, Snowbird, is how do we discuss the negative things that people have done, many people, yeah, many books, biographies, documentary, movies, you know, like Sophia Coppola's movie, Priscilla. How do we discuss it without arguing with these people, without having rows, without coming across hateful, without pointing the finger? But we're trying to find a new way to defend. But yes, I'm still defending. I'm still going to discuss all of the wrongdoing. We've just spent hours exposing Priscilla, exposing Bridget Cruz's wrongdoing. We are still going to defend every day. We're still going to bring up the same topics. I'm still going to bring up books like this. I'm still going to bring up, let me just show you, books like this. Yeah, books that should never have happened. I'm still going to be proud of the defenders, the Elvis defenders, like Susanna Lee. Yeah. So Snowbird, we are still defending. We're just going to do it in a nicer way, so people don't start. Because I feel that our reputation at the moment is a bit too much drama. Let's go and listen to some Elvis music. I want people to tune in and not think that we're coming across like we're attacking people and hateful. That's what's changed. But we are still going to defend Elvis and Lisa Marie and the bloodline every day, as we are today and as we did yesterday. Okay, let me find. I want to find where I start reading it all out. Okay, guys, let's have a look. Let's play here and see what happens. Oral argument. Don't even know what that means. Order to close. Court minutes. Correspondence. Notice of filing. Let's just click on the final order. Yeah? See what comes up. Let's see if it comes up. Now, this is my first time reading this. I think there's 8 pages. I'm not going to read 8 pages. I'm just going to... All right, love you. Have a nice time. Right. Let's have a look, guys. So we are going to do a live stream on this as well because it's too important. But thank you to Frederick. It's because of Frederick I've got this. The Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit in Orange County, Florida. Priscilla Presley Partners. There's loads of stuff here. I'm not going to read all that. It does say liability company Bridget Cruz, who is an individual. So ultimately, Priscilla Presley, a.k.a. Priscilla Bulu, individually. Oh, that's funny. So she uses Priscilla Presley, but then she says a.k.a. Right, so should we just read this very first bit, then we'll go to the last page. The matter came before the court of hearing on June the 24th, 2025 on defendant Priscilla Presley's motion to stay or in the alternative continue the 21st of July, 2025 evidentiary hearing filed on May the 27th, 2025. Motion to continue hearing, defendant motion to continue hearing also implicates other motions noticed as fully briefed pursuant to business court proceedings, therefore ripe for ruling. Defendant Priscilla Presley motion to stay proceedings filed on May the 9th, 2025. Defendant Priscilla Presley motion to compel plaintiff's discovery responses filed May 19th. The motion for protective order filed. Right, so it's gobbledygooch to me, guys. It looks to me like they just keep saying the same thing over and over again. I'm no good at this kind of stuff. So let me just go to the last page. So and then maybe we'll read a bit more. So the medal for winning the race to the courthouse, the court declines to give the award. So the court declines to give the award. So whatever is being asked for has been declined. Ordered and adjudged. Defendant's motion to stay proceedings is granted. This case is stayed pending further order of the court. All pendings discovery in this case is suspended. All previously scheduled hearings are cancelled. Defendant's motion to compel and defendant's motion for protective order are denied as moot without prejudice to further consideration of them on termination of the stay. Defendant's motion to continue hearing and defendant's motion for oral argument are denied as moot. The clerk of the court is directed to administratively close the case until such time as the stay has determined pursuant to further court order. This is an order of the court done and ordered. So we've got it stamped. And then it says the name of the judge, Chad K. Alvaro. Is there a date? I can't see an actual date of the stamp. So that's page 8. So we've just read page 1. Now, let's just have a little look. So, I mean, that's pretty clear, isn't it, guys? Priscilla's winning. Yeah? You guys take from it what you want. Now, remember, I want Bridget to win. I do. I will say, I have always wondered this, though, guys. If Bridget wins, does that mean that there will be money, you know, like an amount of money decided in compensation? Yeah? Or does it mean that the contracts that Priscilla signed with Bridget, obviously there was a so-called impartial lawyer present who was so-called there on behalf of Priscilla, which if you watch that video, guys, with Priscilla and Bridget Cruz, that lawyer doesn't look impartial. She doesn't. She doesn't look like she's there on behalf of Priscilla. So it's a bit of a dodgy one, guys. Now, do I think Bridget Cruz ripped off Priscilla? I won't say that. I will say this, though, guys. I'm surprised that Priscilla signed all those contracts, that she really signed away her life, yeah? Giving full power of attorney to Bridget Cruz just doesn't make sense. This wasn't power of attorney on her death. This was power of attorney running her life, including medical things, including on behalf of her son, Navarro. So what Priscilla signed away was unbelievable, yeah? And I don't think Priscilla is senile or has dementia or anything like that. I don't, you know, the elder abuse thing, I don't agree with. But why did she sign it? Or she must have really trusted Bridget Cruz. I know that they had been friends for a couple of years. They were doing a lot of business together concerning auctioning items. And I think Bridget Cruz, a very, you know, an experienced businesswoman, was giving Priscilla a lot of advice. And if you go onto YouTube, you'll see Bridget Cruz on different engagements, different personal, you know, appearances, you know, on YouTube, where it's very obvious that Bridget Cruz is almost like a bodyguard around Priscilla, a protection around Priscilla. Like for a while, Priscilla was letting Bridget Cruz almost control everything for her. Yeah, you go and look on YouTube, guys. There's a few videos. Okay, so I just want to move it forwards when I start reading it out. It's a lot easier for me to just listen to me reading it out. Right, here we go, guys. Let's go. The idea, guys, I want to discuss this with Team Elvis, with Elvis fans around the world. So just so you know, after the walk we had, we did decide in the end, we don't want either of them to win. We want it to be stalemate and them to just both go away. I think that's what we decided. We think they're both in the wrong. We think Priscilla and Bridget are both in the wrong. I don't understand all this stuff. It's all a bit complicated to me. So when I look at this, I'll just read a few bits of it. Motion for protective also now pending is defendant Priscilla Presley. Unopposed motion for oral argument on defendant's motion to stay in proceedings filed on July the 8th, 2025. The court being duly advised in the premises and having considered the argument of counsel and the parties and respective briefing finds as follows. So That's quite a recent thing. Filed on July the 8th, 2025, a defendant motion for oral argument. Okay, so Carolyn, I've just seen your comment. How is Bridget in the wrong? I understand how Priscilla is. I don't have time to go through it now, but if you watch the videos we've made today, so we've done a couple, yeah, this is our third, you will understand why we're upset with Bridget. Remember, just very quickly, Bridget, behind the scenes, with Priscilla, after Lisa Marie died, Bridget helped Priscilla go against Lisa Marie's wishes. Because remember, Lisa Marie wanted all her inheritance to go to her children. Bridget helped Priscilla go against that, helped her. That's, to cut a long story short, there was no regard for the needs of Riley, Finley and Harper, but not just that, the wishes of poor Lisa Marie, that her children would get her inheritance, her trust, the insurance policy, call it what you want. Bridget and Priscilla together tried to prevent that and negotiated with Riley. Now, that's just an opinion for entertainment purposes, just alleged, not a fact, but that is the reason. I don't know what that means. Background procedure. The beginning of 2021, plaintiff Bridget Cruz and defendant Priscilla Presley, aka Priscilla Bueller, had various interactions while Presley was in California, ultimately leading to Presley making Cruz her advisor. So we've just sort of discussed this, haven't we, guys? Yeah, just one thing, Gene. I don't think Bridget didn't get 400 grand legal fees. She didn't get that. Yeah, so, but I agree with the rest. Now, Priscilla got the 400 grand legal fees paid for to whichever lawyer she was using. So I wouldn't have thought, I don't think Bridget got 400 grand fees. I could be wrong. I don't think that's the case. I think I am going to have to read this, guys. It's very long-winded, but I think it's important. We will discuss this on a live stream as well. In 2022, Presley traveled to Florida where she signed a variety of agreements. This is the video footage. I think you can find it on YouTube. We've covered it on a live stream. Pursuant to which Cruz and Kevin Fialco, I think Kevin Fialco is her partner and husband, I think, would manage limited liabilities companies created for the purpose of exploiting the name, image and likeness of Presley, with the parties to share the profits derived thereof. Their form, says here. Presley 8 grew dissatisfied. Right, this is obviously Priscilla Presley. Either grew dissatisfied with the agreement or got wise to Cruz's trickery. I mean, don't forget, that's quite a big thing to say, that Priscilla Presley felt she was tricked. Dependent on who you ask, in any event in August 2023, Presley, through the council, sent Cruz a cease to desist letter revoking Cruz's authority over affairs. So that tells me at that point is when Priscilla changed her mind. It says there August 2023 is when she changed her mind, I think. Demanding that Cruz and Fialco account for the actions taken by them on Presley's behalf and providing that Presley would take legal action to protect her interests, property, business and business affairs in her demands if her demands were not met. Right? So she changed her mind. Yeah? She regrets the whole thing. She feels tricked. Yeah? She feels ripped off and conned. Yeah? So LLC partners through Cruz filed this action. The operative complaint was subsequently amended to add related plaintiffs and claims, and Presley moved to dismiss the operative pleading for lack of personal jurisdiction and failure to state a claim upon which relief may be granted. The court reserved ruling on the motion to dismiss for lack of personal jurisdiction pending the conduct of an evidentiary hearing, and that hearing was set to occur on the 21st of July 2025. So quite recent, guys. Meanwhile, the parties are engaged in litigation in California. So this is the bit, isn't it, guys? On July the 18th, 2024, after the filing of this case, Presley sued partners and its managers, Cruz and Fialco, among others, in California for alleged engaging in elder abuse. So this is Priscilla trying to counter, isn't she? Yeah. This is probably, I mean, I would say this has been advised by Priscilla's lawyer to, rather than just stick with the one court case, hearing, whatever you want to call it, to counter. Isn't this pretty standard in America? In England as well, I would say. So, Presley sued. Meanwhile, the parties are engaged in litigation in California on July the 18th, 2024. After filing this case, Presley sued partners and its managers, Cruz and Fialco, among others, in California for alleged engaging in elder abuse directed towards her and deceiving her into signing the agreements with plaintiffs that are at issue in this case, the California case. Presley has filed certain orders of the California court denying Cruz and Fialco's motions, challenging the Californian court jurisdiction over them, and denying their subsequent motion to dismiss or transfer the California case on forum non-convenience grounds. It was the California court finding that the elder abuse alleged occurred in California against a Californian. So isn't this key here? She's a Californian, is that right?
You're right.
And it is therefore had a strong public interest in the case, and that California interest is stronger than Florida's interest. I think that isn't that the key thing here. California's interest is stronger than the Florida's interest.
Right. Yeah.
The other bit I picked out was here we are, where she is saying, for allegedly engaging in elder abuse directed towards her and deceiving her into signing the agreements with the plaintiff. So she's saying she was tricked, conned, whatever you want to say. Against that backdrop, Presley moves for an order staying this case in defense to California. So this is what she wants, yeah? Analysis and conclusion. A trial court has broad discretion to order a stay of an action pending before it's, and that decision will not be disturbed absent an abuse of that discretion. Florida wellness. And then it does say here, notice of ruling in relation to California action filed on February the 10th, 2025. A notice of ruling is related to Californian action filed on April the 7th, 2025. Yeah? So, but there's two lots there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, four more pages to read. Oh, guys, you know I find all this stuff so boring. Guys, I'm letting this guy, Louis, do all the hard work. I'm just going to sit and watch. Right, let me just... let's just see where we are with it, guys. So here, the facts, circumstances compel the conclusion that action should be stayed in a difference to the California case, and that the first filed rule should not apply because partners' filing of this case was anticipatory. I can't even say that. You can read it, guys. It's quite big on the screen. You can do screenshots, can't you? Compelling circumstances warrant a stay of the case pending deposition of the Californian case. First, there is a significant overlap between the parties and issues in the case, and those in the California case, Cruz partners, are defendants in the California case, adverse to Presley, the sole plaintiff in the California case, the sole defendant here. Some of the limited liability company entitles are plaintiffs here, but not defendants in the California case. But the court gives this little weight in as much as the validity of the existence is potentially at issue in California case. Moreover, a complete identity of parties or cause of action is not for a stay. Substantially, similarity is sufficient. Then it says a load of numbers. Guys, I hope you find this interesting, because I know it's all, court jargon, but it is fascinating. That is, it is sufficient that the two actions involving a single set of facts, that the resolution of the one case will resolve many of the issues involved in the other case. Okay, I see what they're saying. A load more numbers. Right. The standard of substantial similarity is met here. The minimal differences between the parties to the California case and this case aside, the fact at issue is the Californian case and this case are virtually identical. Okay, I see where they're going with it though. In as much as they all pertain to the circumstances of Presley and Cruz' relationship and the events of leading to the execution of the various documents giving Cruz and the plaintiff entities an interest in the fruits of the exploitation of the Presley name. Are any of you understanding this? I get it a little bit. Image and likeness. There is a similarity of risk of inconsistent pre-trial rulings and trials outcomes of this case is not stayed in difference of the California case. Although there are both tort and contract claims set forth and Second Amendment complaint, plaintiffs generally speaking are speaking to enforce the rights under the agreement, the validity of which are squarely in dispute in the California case. A summary of judgment in plaintiff's favor on any contract claim here would be subject to a prior or subsequent finding in the California case that Cruz and Fialco committed elder abuse affecting the validity of the written agreement among the court. Among them, the court cannot entertain such prospect of inconsistent results and agrees with Presley. So this is important, and agrees with Presley that the logical order should be that the California court first determines whether the agreements are valid. That makes sense. Then the plaintiffs can proceed with their claims. So there we are. Isn't that a big part? The logical order should be the Californian court first determines whether the agreements are valid. And if so, then plaintiff can process with their claims. And then it says something like something, stay proceedings. Moreover, the California case has progressed farther than this case has. Okay, they're given another reason. The court in California case has already disposed of motions regarding personal jurisdictions and the convenience of California as a forum, and twice rebuffing Cruz and Fialco's attempts to venue the disputes between the parties in Florida. Meanwhile, in 3 months, this case will have been pending for 2 years. It is now past the target trial date for a case assigned to the standard business court track. Yet the parties are still litigation and threshold issue of personal jurisdiction over Presley, with a Presley now contesting the ability to move forward with the July the 21st hearing. Due to incomplete jurisdictional discovery, it is not entirely clear that the hearing would ever go forward. Okay? The court finds that all of the foregoing warrant stay of these proceedings pending the deposition of the Californian court. Let me read that. The court finds that all of the foregoing warrants a stay of these proceedings pending the deposition of the Californian case. There we are, a stay of these proceedings. Right, so it's starting to sink in now, guys. I'm a bit like that. I need things to sink in. So the facts and circumstances of this case warrant application of an exceptional to the first filed rule. Let me read that bit again. The facts and circumstances of this case warrant an application of an exception to the first filed rule. Application of the first filed rule is not warranted under the circumstances of this case. Both state and federal courts can have concurrent jurisdiction over the same parties and controversies. However, a matter of committee, one state court will not ordinarily determine the controversy of which another state court has previously obtained jurisdiction. Once a court determines that there is enough overlap between pending cases, the parties objecting to jurisdiction in the first filed forum carries the burden of proving compelling circumstances to warrant an exception to the first filed rule. Federal case law has recognized an exception to the first filed rule where the earlier filing party has clearly received knowledge of the defendant's intent to file and has engaged in a race to the courthouse. Then there's a load of numbers. A suit is deemed anticipatory if the plaintiff files it on receipt of specific concrete indications that a suit by the defendant is imminent.
But you know that's okay.
There's a load of numbers. Cease and desist letter have been held to meet the standards, while plaintiff suggests no Florida court has applied the federally created exception to grant a stay. That is neither here nor there. The court finds that the application of that exception is within a broad discretion. The court has, in determining whether to stay an action, here Presley, through counsel, served Cruz with a case and desist letter on August 23rd. August 2023. Right, I think we're getting to the end of it, guys. I hope you're understanding this. I hope you're taking this on board. You may have to listen to this a few times to sort of absorb it. I'm starting to get a feel for it now, guys. I hope you think I'm doing okay. I'm no good at things like this. I don't know how to read, guys. I left school when I was 15, so bear with me. Presley Mania will do a much better job than I'm doing, Rhonda. So here, Presley, through counsel, served Cruz with a cease and desist letter in August 2023. In that case was filed a month and a half later. It would have been readily apparent from the cease and desist letter that litigation was imminent, and there is evidence before the court that Cruz may have lulled Presley into inaction by suggesting that the parties meet in mid-October in California, resulting in Presley delaying the filing of the Californian case only for partners to file this case the very same day. So we've read about this before. The court finds that the filing of this case was an anticipatory filing in a race to the courthouse, not particularly a swift one, such that the first filed rule should have no application. Even the pleading themselves suggests that the conclusion, the original complaint consisting of 13 pages, was filed by a single plaintiff asserting 3 claims against a single defendant, whereas the Second Amendment complaint consisting of 49 pages was filed by the 5 plaintiffs asserting 12 claims against Presley. The evolution of the complexity of the complaint may be may be attributable to a change in approach of counsel, but it also may be attributable to a file first and figure the rest out later. Okay? Strategy so as to obtain an advantage in any subsequent dispute between competing fora. So there's an issue here on that bit that I've just read, isn't there, guys? Finally, the court finds staying. Guys, are you finding this interesting? Because I'm glad I don't have to read it again, yeah? So how are you going? How do you feel about this? Are you absorbing this? Are you taking this on board? Because I know these documents can be very hard to understand. How are you finding it? This action is in the interest of judicial consistency as between the rulings of the court in the California case and the rulings of this court. The court in the California case found. So I think this is the ending. It's worth noting that the Florida action filed by those who are defendants in the instant of case began only after Presley started writing to the defendants, questioning their actions and asserting her rights. Okay? The court simply does not view this as forum shopping, but rather as trying to decide whether defendants should be given the gold. Not sure what that means, but. So here we are. I think this is the final bit. A medal, a gold medal for winning the. Oh, I see what you mean. This is all. So that was. Let me read that on. It's funny how they've done that. Trying to decide whether the defendant should be given a gold medal for winning the race to the courthouse. The court declines to give that award. Okay. Right. So on June. Let's have a look. So does this court, it is accordingly ordered and adjudged that. Defendant's motion to stay proceedings is granted. This case is stayed pending further order of the court. All pending discovery in this case is suspended. All previously scheduled hearings are cancelled. I have to repeat that bit. This is the important bit in it, guys. Defendant's motion to stay proceedings is granted. So Priscilla, the case is stayed pending further order of the court. All pending discovery in this case is suspended. All previously scheduled hearings are cancelled. All previously scheduled hearings are cancelled. Priscilla gets her way. So, I've heard it a few times now, so it's starting to sink in with me. Priscilla's having a good day, isn't she? Bridget Cruz is gutted. As we all feel that both of them should get nothing, should lose. As Pat said, they all had their hands in the cookie jar. The bottom line is this was all about greed and money. And that is the bit that upsets me. No matter what my feelings are about Bridget Cruz, because she was obviously kind and friendly to us. They were greedy, guys. They were greedy. And I know Jean mentioned the 400 grand legal fees. Now, Bridget Cruz would have got some of that. She wouldn't have got the 400 grand. She would have been given something, a percentage of it. So Bridget Cruz financially was benefiting when they were going against poor Lisa Marie's wishes to give her inheritance, her trust, her insurance to her own children. So Bridget and Priscilla financially benefit a lot by going against Lisa Marie's wishes. Lisa Marie, Priscilla's daughter, who she had recently lost. This was going on weeks after poor Lisa Marie had died. So Priscilla was going against her own grandchildren. Priscilla did take money out of her own grandchildren's pockets with the help of Bridget. That happened. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes, just an opinion, not a fact. Defendant motion is compelled and defendant motion for protective order are denied as moot without prejudice to further consideration of them on the terminations of the stay. So Jean, thanks for that comment. Jean, Louis, I'm so proud of you that you actually are reading court documents that you thought you would never read and became such a great reader. You know what? My reading has improved. My reading has improved because of defending Elvis, reading the books, the documents. I'm a much better reader than I was a year ago. A year ago, my reading was terrible. I read like a 5-year-old. So thank you, Jean. The defendant's motion to continue hearing and defendant's motion for oral argument are denied. Denied. This is a big deal. The clerk of the court is directed to administratively close this case until such time as the stay has terminated pursuant to further order of the court. Then we have a big stamp by Chad K. Alvaro, who is the circuit judge. Dated on here, it says declaration Priscilla Presley dated June the 11th, 2025. I think this happened on July the 9th, I think. Yeah. Guys, do you know what? I actually quite enjoyed reading that. I thought it was going to be really tedious, but there were some boring bits. But guys, watch this back a few times, absorb it. I'm going to have to watch this back, absorb it, understand what's happening here. But Priscilla at the moment has the upper hand and looks set to win all of this. That's how it feels. Even Rhonda at Presley Mania, she has always said she feels Priscilla's going to win. I love Presley Mania. Please subscribe to her. She's great. Rhonda's going to be doing her version of this, and she'll do a much better job than me. I'm a big fan of Rhonda at Presley Mania. Please subscribe to her. She's great. Do you know what? I think I did okay. This is very interesting. Even I'm looking forward to watching this back so I can understand the case. So what do you think, guys? Please leave it in the comments. What do you think? How this is all going? How do you feel about Priscilla winning this round of what's happening? What are your honest feelings about Bridget Cruz? Do you trust her? Do you want her to win? Do you feel sorry for her? Do you feel that she ripped off Priscilla? I want both sides of the fence, whether you're for Bridget or against her, whether you're for Priscilla or against her. Do you think Priscilla got ripped off? Guys, this is down for the Elvis fans to give me your opinions. Team Elvis, Elvis fans around the world, what do you think? Now, we are going to go through this again on a live stream. I'm going to post this live now on Defending Elvis so that we can all... I want to listen to this again with you guys. Then we'll do some live comments, but then we'll do a proper live stream. Maybe in the live stream, we're going to do an update on what is happening with the lawsuits as well, both of them, so that people that don't understand this Priscilla v. Bridget Cruz stuff, just get a feeling for what happened from day one to today. Yeah. So, because there's some people that don't really know what's going on, may have never even heard of Bridget Cruz. So, okay, guys, love you all. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so that is it, guys. I gotta go. I got to get on with stuff. I'm hoping to come back on, at least do a dog walk or something. So I am starting to understand it. I am starting. Oh, thanks, Sandra. Sandra says my reading's improving. Yeah. Deborah gave me a lovely comment as well. I'm getting there slowly, but it's a tough one, isn't it, guys? It's a tough one because we're all here for Riley, Finley, and Harper. Yeah, we're on behalf of Lisa Marie. God rest her soul. We miss her so much. But at the moment, it's a win for Priscilla. Greed never pays. Greed never pays. There has been a lot of greed here from Priscilla and Bridget. It's always all about the money. All about the money. There's a bit of karma happening at the moment. I think in the end, they're both going to lose out. They're both going to lose out. It just makes them look like a couple of greedy people grabbing for more money. Doesn't it, guys? They just both look like they're grabbing for money at the expense of Paul Riley, Finley, and Harper. Yeah, Elvis would be laughing at them. Lisa Marie would be laughing at them. Yeah. This lawsuit, these two lawsuits with with Priscilla and Bridget must be an absolute nightmare and very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. This is going to cost millions and there'll be no winners. There'll be no winners, because how can you win this? How can you win this? The whole thing is embarrassing. The whole thing is an embarrassment for Bridget and for Priscilla. Poor Lisa Marie. The poor twins, Finley and Harper, and poor Riley, have to put up with this farce. This is a circus. This is a circus. Anyway, guys, I think everybody on this channel is so proud of Louis. We love it. Oh, thanks, Jean. Thank you. I love it as well. Remember, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I have Team Elvis. We have each other, haven't we? We are the lucky ones. So thank you. I was we all love each other. Come on, guys. It's not about me. It's about all of us. We are very fortunate. I got to go though, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I am gonna try and get back on though. I agree, Deborah. I agree. Shame on both of them. That's the truth of it. We don't want either of them to win. Anyway, I'll be back on, guys. I'll be back on. I need a walk. I need a walk. I'm going to eat some leftover curry from last night. Then I'm going to go for a walk. Take care, guys. Love you all. You're the best. Thank you so much for joining me. Usual, if you like what I do, get us a coffee. Don't forget, it's only $1 to be a member. It's nothing. And anyone sends me a super thank you. It's very kind of you. I love it when you guys buy me a coffee. It's so